Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is the Sun Woman, and to those celebrating Thanksgiving, happy, blessed, and safe Thanksgiving to you all, and happy full moon in Gemini to everyone. So this full moon is taking place on November 25th in the signs of Gemini and Sagittarius, and we all know that during the full moon our emotions are heightened. There is definitely a atmosphere for psychic and intuitive energies being very strong. We know also that during the full moon things can come to light. There can be revelations of information that we were either not expecting or were hoping to uncover. So during this full moon in Gemini, you will find usually that through conversations, through some sort of communication, you may be getting information to help you resolve something that you were hoping to resolve. This could be a long-standing situation, and there is a strong sense of spirituality in this full moon because the opposite sign of Gemini is Sagittarius, and that 9th house and 3rd house connection rules the connection between the higher mind and the logical mind that we use on a daily basis. So the connection between our spiritual nature, our spiritual mind, and the daily perception that we receive, the daily messages that we receive. Now, what I've decided to do this month is continue on with the full moon readings, and I also wanted to address the concept of twin flames because this full moon is in Sagittarius and Gemini, Gemini being the sign of the twins. There's a definite connection between the twin connection, and we'll find that that is, can affect all of us in some way depending on where it falls in our charts. Now, just to address twin flames, we talk about twin flames, soulmates, and if you think about it, we're all on some level looking for that other soul that is going to complete us. Now, what exactly is a twin flame? Well, in the different descriptions that I've read and that I've found interesting, the twin flame is really a different and more profound connection in many ways than even a soulmate. Okay, while we can actually have many soulmates in our lives, which can be platonic or romantic, which can be family connections, friend connections, there is really only one twin flame. And this is because the twin flame is understood as generally a physically embodied soul expression, which is the polar opposite, or excuse me, the complementary aspect to our own soul. So the other half of our soul. I've heard it explained by those who are way more spiritually advanced than you or I may be, and who have more depth of knowledge on the subject. I've heard them explain that in a sense, when the source of everything, God force or the universe, or however you want to name the force that has created all of us, when that source was dividing itself into infinite expressions of consciousness, okay, infinite souls, for the purpose of experiencing itself and experiencing life and existence on a physical level, each soul coming to experience that connection was split into two parts of a whole. Okay, so therefore the twin flame can really be understood to be the other half of one's own soul. Now, what I've done, I've posted actually on my blog. If you check out Tumblr, which I've started a new blog on Tumblr, which could be just connections to my own channel or interesting articles that I found that I just want to share. And then I'll also be doing some writing and some poetry as well. I will be posting some more articles on twin flames. Now, what I'd like to just go ahead and do in this reading this month is go through each of the signs and see if we concentrate on the connection of twin flame connections. I want to see what the messages are for each of the individual 12 signs as far as whether we are with our twin flame, whether we are waiting to become connected with our twin flame, whether, again, we are seeking that connection, or whether we are questioning whether we have met that person, or whether there are boundaries or limitations to meeting that person. But know that with the twin flame connection, there are some signs. One of the signs is a really intense acceleration of our evolution, meaning that, meeting that person brings about some tremendous change in our life. So there's intense chemistry, and there's a rapid acceleration of our personal development and their personal development. So some major change in our life is brought about by meeting this person. Their energy spurs us on or inspires us to create deep changes and transformations in our life. There's also a sense of knowing when you meet your twin flame. There's a feeling that you have with them that's unlike any other connection that you've had in this life. You'll feel something unspeakable between your heart and that person's heart. There's also either a sense of peace or chaos. So meeting the twin flame, keep in mind, is really not for the faint of soul or for the faint of heart, because we can have an unbelievable expansion in our lives, or there can be a lot of chaos that takes place because of the tremendous change that we are allowing to take place in our lives, okay? And there, in any way, that connection is going to challenge us to our core. And on a sexual level, if this is, that twin flame connection, that romantic twin flame connection, we may experience very powerful sexual connection with that person that may be unlike any we've ever experienced. There may be the feeling of an outer body experience during the sexual connection, and there may be just a feeling of mergence with that twin soul that is very different than anything else you've experienced, and kind of wipes away time, space, and the sense of, being physically embodied in this world. So there are other connections, there are other clues that will connect us to, will give us the sense that we've met our twin soul. Let's just go ahead and go through each of the 12 individual signs and see what the message is this month of November on this full moon in Gemini and Sagittarius, and see what the messages are for finding, keeping, or attracting our twin souls and our twin flame. All right, let's get to the individual readings. Hello, Leo. This is your full moon in Gemini reading, your twin flame reading. And for you, this full moon is taking place in your 11th house. So we have the 11th and 5th houses, which are illuminated for you. And the 11th house is our friendships, our group connections, also our hopes and our wishes, okay? The 5th house is our romantic relationships, dating, romantic situations that are not necessarily long-term, but romantic connections, socializing. The 5th house also has to do with children in our life. So there may be some challenges for you in finding or connecting with your twin flame, because there may be someone in your life who is a friend, and there is a challenge to transform that relationship from friendship into a love relationship. That may be an obstacle. There may be children involved, and there is the challenge of being able to bring someone into your life or open your life up to someone on a emotional, romantic level when you are already, of course, connected to and responsible for, for a child. So the question of how do I expand my life for this twin flame, when so much of me is already connected to and devoted to this, this young spirit that I am responsible for, and integrating that person and your child in your life harmoniously. Okay. So those may be the obstacles that you are dealing with or facing right now, Leo, but we can go ahead and see what the message is for you. And I'm using the Tao Oracle cards because I find them to be very helpful and informative and clear when it comes to spiritual messages on a romantic level. They're very, the Tao Oracle is very ancient divination tool, and so there's a lot of wisdom and power in the messages that are imparted. So for you, Leo, and I'm doing a 3-card reading, and I read the Tao Oracle cards right side up. A 3-card reading with 1 card as the advice card. And again, this is for Leo, for your full moon in Gemini in relation to your twin soul, your twin flame search, or your current connection. If you have already found that person. So I feel like for you, Leo, there may have been an attraction of opposites, okay? If you are already in that relationship, it's something that started off very passionately, very strong connection, very strong magnetic connection, very passionate encounter, really a meeting of energies, whether it's male, female, male, male, female, female, whatever your sexual connection may be, it was very strong. A sense of immediate attraction, immediate erotic attraction, immediate sexual attraction. It may have gone there very quickly from the time that you met to the time that you actually physically got together. So a very passionate connection. This is now you are now trying to integrate this passionate situation into to the next level. So there is this connection that happened very quickly, and now you're being asked to transform this physical attraction, this physical connection, into something that is a spiritual, that has spiritual depth. Okay, that is taking things to the next level. You have a card here that's called the Cauldron, and the Cauldron is about mastering your desires and mastering your passions, so that passion still lies under the surface, but now what do we make of it? How do we move to the next level of chemistry and of spiritual chemistry, so that we can continue renewing this relationship over and over again, and through time and through the years, and rejuvenating ourselves so that we don't burn out, okay? And that can often happen when we get into something very quickly that is sexual and romantic. Once the embers of passion burn out, is there something left over that will sustain that relationship and keep that relationship going? So I feel that right now, there is a test for you to do that. How do you do that? Well, what the cards are saying is that you are going to find that through practicing discipline, self-discipline, through encouraging self-respect in yourself and in your partner, by cultivating patience with that person. There will be a building up of energy. And with that buildup of energy, when the release comes in the sexual connection, it will have power, and it will have emotional depth, and it will have spiritual connection that, combined with the physical attraction and the erotic attraction, the physical and the spiritual connection will be something that will allow you to endure and to keep going and to grow. And from that, there comes a need for self-discipline, for understanding that relationships have ebbs and flows. Our cycles of attraction and our emotional cycles and our physical cycles are very different between the sexes, between two people. We talk about the ebb and flow of attraction and desire. So when we master that in ourselves, and we know that, my partner may not be on the same cycle as I am, but I have to be disciplined and wait for that loved one and be patient with that loved one, and vice versa, then there's a cultivation of patience and a cultivation of maturity in that relationship that will allow the connection to grow and become stronger and become deeper, and to last where others may not have lasted. Now, if you have not met that person and you are still seeking that twin flame, the message is here that you may have gotten into relationships in the past that have, been very fiery. Being the Leo that you are, you're a fire sign, and you develop very strong romantic emotional attractions to someone, and that can go to the sexual level, to the romantic level very quickly. But maybe that has happened and then it has burnt out quickly because it has not been allowed the time to grow and to mature, and that can be due to our own emotional immaturity in expecting endurance from something that really is just a seed that has been planted. So it may be those limitations. You may have gotten involved with friends in the past that have ended up not working out because the friendship connection turned into a romantic connection too quickly, and burnt out, or did not move to the next level, or maybe was not meant to become that twin flame or be that twin flame connection. So the message here is self-mastery, self-respect, discipline, introspection, cultivating patience, whether you are alone and seeking your twin flame, or whether you are already in that connection, in that relationship. And the advice here is that the reward for you is completion. It's attainment. Look at this person who has crossed the finish line. They're jubilant. There's confetti. It's a job well done. There is perfection there in that connection, and that's what we're seeking. When we are connecting with that other person and developing that relationship and that union, we want that perfection. We want to live and to work at peak performance with that person. We want that relationship to be victorious and to reach a crescendo, on an emotional level, on a sexual level, so that we are jubilant and we are, there just is a sense of deep and powerful achievement of the connection with that person. So this is what you're asked, and this is brought about again by prudence, by attaining things in a way that you respect your own self, that you respect another person, that you build things up, and you cultivate patience in that connection, or even with yourself in waiting for that twin flame relationship to reveal itself in your life, or to now cultivate that twin flame connection you are in to go to the next level of love and of deep, powerful spiritual connection. Okay, Leo, so that is your message for this full moon in Gemini. I hope that this did resonate with you. If you're interested in a private reading where you can we can explore the connection between you and someone that you are already involved with, or someone that is a potential partner for you, or if you just want to know when you might meet that twin flame or attract that twin flame, or what you need to do to attract that twin flame, please contact me and I'll be happy to do a love reading for you. Thank you again. Thank you to those who are subscribers, and if you are new to my channel, I do appreciate your subscription, your likes, your comments, and sharing of these videos. I appreciate all of you, my YouTube audience. You're a blessing to me, and I'm just happy to be here and to have the ability to be able to read for you and maybe bring about a message that resonates or assists you and helps you in some way. Thank you again so much to you all. Blessings to you, Leo. Happy full moon in Gemini.